What is going on, man? Long time no talk. Uh, Iceland sounded freaking sick with the wild, I think you said sheep and horses going everywhere. That sounds freaking awesome. And the breathtaking views. I know Claire and I had talked about going to Iceland. It sounded super sick. I don't know if we will or not because it sounds not super similar, but kind of similar to when we went to Banff and Yoho up in Canada with all the hiking we did, and just like the views were just absolutely gorgeous. So, dude, glad to have you back, man. The hernia sucks, and losing 55 pounds is absolutely hilarious. You'd be seriously, you would be absolutely shredded. BMI does not work for us powerlifters at all. I think according to our BMI, we're all morbidly obese. So, but yeah, let me know how that check goes, man. When you go get the official check done, and they tell you, okay, you don't have to lose 55 pounds. You're a lot of muscle on you. Let's see what I got here. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention too. I still did upper body when I had a hernia. For some reason, I'm like, oh, this is less inter-abdominal pressure than deadlifting or squatting. And no, like you said, for some reason you feel like you can do upper body, and I did actually with my hernia, but until I got the surgery, because I'm like, man, I don't want to lose my gains on my upper body at least. But yeah, it's funny. Talk about my glute a little bit. It feels okay. Not much else to say. Just still rolling and stretching. The guy that worked on my shoulder, if you remember, after my first meet with you, I did that shoulder rehab thing for about 6 weeks. And the reason I haven't gone to see anybody professionally, by the way, is because it costs like $75 a session to go to the place that I want to go that worked on my shoulder and stuff, and basically anywhere. Unfortunately, my insurance, the company I work for, is absolutely amazing. We have high deductible insurance, and it's just really expensive. So $75 a time is super expensive when you go see somebody for when they would want me to be there for 4 to 6 weeks, 2 times a week. It's just freaking ridiculous. But anyways, I talked to him though because he was at this party type thing that we were at, and he thought it was, from what I was saying, glute piriformis tendinopathy. He kind of said I was doing the right things, rolling it and stretching it. But he did mention probably to like fully heal it, I'm gonna have to take some time off eventually at some point, to fully let it like calm down and stuff. Which I mean, I took 2 weeks off for my last meet. I took 2 weeks off after this meet, so I'm thinking I don't know if I need to take 4 weeks off or 6 weeks. I have no idea, but that's down the road. I'm definitely doing this next meet in January, and then we'll figure it out after that. But anyways, moving forward. The hips shooting forward. So hips forward, upper back shoot up for the squat out of the hole. Totally agree. Wrote that down in my comment section. I think it's a lot of also getting loose in the hole and just letting my hips shoot up before my chest. And I think I did a lot better job of that this week in week 8 and last week in week 7, I think. I have to double check that. But and yeah, it's funny, Hack It Up. Obviously, I'm sure you saw too, John Hack totaled over 2,000 at 181. I'm like, squat like John Hack. I actually took something from him, though. Haven't mentioned this to you, but whenever my grip width is closer, I feel so much stronger. Obviously, my back gets tighter and everything. And I noticed that John Hack takes a thumbs width grip from the knurling. And I'm like, I know I got the shoulder mobility to do that. So I've actually been doing that, and feels freaking awesome. I do not do it for all my sets, though. I only do it for my top set and maybe a set or two before that. But all my warm-up sets and my back-off sets, I don't go super wide, but I do not do the grip like the thumb width, because if I did that every single set, my shoulders and elbows would be trashed. But I can definitely do it for my top set, and it feels freaking awesome. So be more like John Hack. That's my motto now. But shoulder feels great. Left erector is not great. You will see deadlift this week from week 7, last week I should say, 480 for 5, that I could not lock out a single rep, and it hurt really, really bad. It was stupid to load 480 and do 5, so I decided I should do something smart to counteract that stupidness, and I just completely did not do any back off sets and called it after that. I'm like, this is freaking ridiculous. Two things. I think it's partially I'm not bracing well enough. But two, I think the biggest thing actually is just the fact that I'm not using my glutes at lockout. And I think that's due to, it's my left erector, which is the same, my left glute is the one that's injured. And when I really focus on contracting my glutes towards lockout, I have no back pain. But at the same time, it really fries my glute. So it's one of those balances. It's just like, really frustrating. This glute is really, really frustrating. But I know Bryce had the same damn thing, and it took, I don't know, years. It's just pisses me off. But anyways, we got through. So I cut my back off work, and then Saturday I deadlifted again, 500 for 3 with no left erector pain and no real glute pain, really. And then this week I'm actually lifting Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, because I'm going on a little weekend trip Saturday. And so I actually deadlifted today. And hit 480 for 4, and I mean, I smoked it. And there was some left erector pain. I would call it a 3 out of 10 pain scale. But I focused on contracting my glute, focused on my brace. My glute feels fried, but is what it is. So, yeah. Like, long-term vision, let me just put this out there because I've been thinking about this for a while now. I want to do this next meet in January, and I want to maybe take a week off after that, and I want to do that summer meet they always do in June. And then I feel like after that is a good time if I wanted to take some extended time away from squatting and deadlifting and try and let the glute recover. That would be a good time because my next meet after June 2020 wouldn't be till January 2021. That's like 7 months. So if I were to take 4 to 6 weeks off after that meet, I feel like that's a good time to take time off. So that's my long-term plan, is to do 2 more meets with this stupid glute thing. And if it doesn't get any better by then I actually would take time off and I'd go see a specialist and bite the bullet on that because I have the money to do it. I just sucks to go spend that much money, but it is what it is. All right, this video is already going long. Let me move on to the week 7 weights. 340 for 5 squat went up really, really well. You'll kind of see how I set up with the thumb grip and then the back. I don't know. It feels amazing. John Hack, baby. 230 for 5 on bench went really well. Did not get a video of that. You'll see my 480 for 5 deadlift. That looks like trash because I couldn't lock out. 225 by 4 tempo bench went pretty well, I think. It was kind of a grinder, but went pretty well. 360 triple on squat. I need to stop being a little baby. Stop thinking day 2 squat is so heavy because it felt freaking heavy again. But I will stop being a baby. 360 by 3 on squat. Still a pretty good weight. I think it moved pretty well. 250 triple on bench that smoked. Hot dang, man. Bench is hot. Bench is freaking hot. And then the 500 triple on deadlift that I actually did lock out, and it felt much better that day. Probably because I didn't do any back off sets. And then a 235 double on the tempo bench. So I'm just going to continue to listen to my body as far as the erector goes. I think you trust me. You know, I trust myself. I trust my own judgment that if it feels that bad on a particular day, if I need to back off a little bit, I'll back off. And to say this too, I mean, that 480 for 5, I could have locked it out if I really wanted to. And that's a 608 estimated 1 rep max. And it is week 7. And I'm already hitting estimated 1 rep maxes above what my last meet was. I could literally cruise into this next meet and hit a PR. I am that confident in my deadlift right now. I am super confident in my deadlift. So not concerned at all, really, if I have to back off here and there. So just FYI too, starting this coming Monday, so week 9, we are doing a church class, a class through our church. That is going to be from Monday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. So starting week 9, I'm going to start lifting Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be off. So just an FYI, like starting in week 9, you don't have to do my programming till Monday. For the time being, it's a 12-week class. I don't know if we're going to it's one of those things where you can go to it and you don't have to there's no commitment or anything. There's no money or anything. So we're going to go to at least week 1, see if we like it, and see if we want to continue. But until I tell you otherwise, starting week 9 is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, which I actually really like. it's kind of the schedule that I think I'm going to have once we have kids and stuff down the road, just because it only allows, because weekends are so much easier to lift on because you have so much time. And I actually really like lifting on Saturday, so I think Sunday will be great too. You can lift kind of whenever you want to, and yeah, gym's empty. But anyways, this video has gone way too long, so that's all I got for you, brother. Hope you're doing well, and hope your hernia check goes well. So on to the lifting.